WeZoom has come out with some really great updates and it's become my favorite Android magnifier app. Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Live Accessible. A couple weeks ago I did a video on WeZoom, and if you're not familiar with it, definitely go check that out. I will link that below and right in the YouTube card. But basically it is a magnifier app that uses the camera on your phone to help you zoom in. It has color filters and you can use it like an electronic magnifier, CCTV, for distance and for reading. Recently, the WeZoom developers have reached out to me and let me know some really cool updates that they've done, and I've tested them out and they work pretty good. Some of it is still in beta. But before we talk about it, what magnifier do you guys use? Do you use an app? Do you use WeZoom? Or do you have a portable CCTV? Leave it in the comments below. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We do videos on technology, resources, and encouragement for people who are blind, visually impaired, and sighted supporters. So please subscribe and hit the bell for more videos like these. So one of the new updates is that there is now a new color theme for the buttons. If you saw my previous video about WeZoom, I mentioned that it's really hard for me to see the buttons because they're white on black and they're all generally the same color, and I can't really see the symbols very well unless I look really close or I use magnification. And so I really like the fact that they put a color theme. So to turn this on, you have to go to the options button on the top right corner, and then you go to settings and you have to scroll down until you get to themes. Here you select the colorful theme, and then once you're back on the main screen of the magnifier, you have colorful buttons on the side. And this has really helped me to distinguish the different buttons. I still kind of wish that the buttons were a little bit larger, but this definitely helps me a lot. Next, we have the full screen mode, and you may have noticed if you have updated the app that there is a little toggle switch, a new button on the bottom right, and this is to turn on and off full screen mode. If you tap it once, it will take away all the buttons except for the full screen toggle, and if you tap it again, it brings the buttons back. Now, if you want to lock the full screen, say you don't want to accidentally press it, you can go to options again, go to settings, scroll down until you get to full screen. And right here, if you check that box and you go back to the main magnifier screen and then you tap and hold that toggle button, it will turn red and this will lock the full screen. And then you will have to tap and hold it to be able to turn off the full screen mode. And so this just helps for accidental taps on the full screen mode when you didn't mean to tap it, and you still don't want those buttons on the side, so that you can use the whole screen as the magnifier. The next one is what I am most excited about, is advanced gestures. You can enable this. Again, you have to go to options and settings and advanced gestures. These are still in beta, but I really like them. Since I use mostly magnification, they work pretty well. It does have some compatibility issues with TalkBack that the developer is working on, which is why it's still in beta. I want to go over these gestures, and you can also find this in the information user manual when you go to options and you press the little icon with the question mark which says more info. And if you're using TalkBack, it's the app info button next to the settings button. So let's go over the gestures when you have just magnification or you don't even have magnification on. There was already the single finger tap on the screen to focus, scroll, and the two finger pinch to zoom in and out. And now if you tap and hold in the middle of the screen, you can toggle the full screen mode on and off. If you do a two finger tap, it will change between the color filters that you have selected in the settings. if you do a 2-finger tap and hold, it toggles the flashlight on and off. And again, this is beta, and so for me that one works sometimes and not other times, and so they're still working on that, but it does kind of work sometimes, and they're still ironing out some kinks in that feature. A 3-finger tap freezes the image. A 3-finger tap and hold shares the image, and a 3-finger scroll changes the contrast, and a 4-finger scroll changes the exposure. The last one is a 4-finger tap and hold, and this resets the contrast and exposure to the default. Now with TalkBack, it's a little bit different. A lot of them are the same, so I'll just go over the differences and some of the problem areas. So with TalkBack, you focus by double tapping with 1 finger and double tap and hold for the full screen. The 2-finger tap to change color filter does not work. It would be a 2-finger double tap and hold for the flashlight, which works some of the time, so it still has some troubles with TalkBack and without. Sharing an image would be a 3-finger double tap and hold, and resetting the contrast and exposure would be a 4-finger double tap and hold. I literally haven't even used any of the buttons because I really like the advanced gestures, and it just makes it so much easier than having to find the button and like having to exactly tap on those buttons. After, you know, practicing and using it for a while, you kind of remember all the gestures, and it doesn't really, it's really not too hard or anything, and you can always refer to the app info if you forget a gesture, or just do trial and error. Since the color filter doesn't work too well with TalkBack, and there's a little bit of problem with the flashlight gesture, the developer has added a volume key action, so you can use the volume buttons instead of the gesture, and you can just go to options, settings, scroll down until you get to volume key action, and you can select the color filter / flashlight. So those are really cool updates from the WeZoom developer team. I really think they're doing a great job. I'd love to see this app on iOS, but I think that it's really great that Android has this app. I really like this app, and I think that it's the best magnifier app that I have used. So that's it for this one. Give it a thumbs up below if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos on how you can live accessible. And thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.